Hello, everybody. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. I'm going to share a Facebook post with you that this morning. Basically, some comments from me and a friend of mine on Facebook, and then a video that I made this morning showing a light on in my attic. And that was the point I was making when I read this post, is that, I think a lot of people, they don't understand that the crimes at my home have never stopped. The same crimes that I reported when they shot me and left me to die, when they cut my phone lines and shot me and left me to die, listened to me scream for help, and while I was crawling out waiting for me to die with police under my home, them same crimes are going on today. Okay, and it's not just one burglar breaking in one home, it's homes all over America. Okay, it's $1 million underground homes. It's huge groups of large, corrupt, lying police that steal evidence and falsify police reports that should be in prison themselves, is what it is. That's exactly, it's the entire press in America hiding from America this nationwide crime ring that's breaking in homes all over America. They're not reporting that people are reporting people in the attic all over America. Remember that. That's what's going on here. Light on in my attic this morning. Rayetta says, and this was to nobody, it was obscure, I'm sure she had a person in mind, but, and said it wasn't me, of course, but whatever. The most important deliverance you ever receive is from people, their opinions, the hurt they caused, how they disappointed you, betrayed you, rejected you, and lied on you. Get it all out. Forgive so God can forgive you. Let it go. Move on with your life. Don't let anyone or anything hinder your purpose. You have a God-given purpose and assignment, and He wants you to fulfill that, okay? And I wrote back and I said, if Charles Manson and his gang broke into your home and murdered your family, I can promise you that I would never tell you that God won't forgive you and you need to let it go. I would be calling for their arrest, because dangerous and violent criminals must be held accountable. They must be forgiven. They can be forgiven when they're safely locked up, okay? And the reason that I use that as an analogy is Manson, because Manson and his gang, they cut the phone lines of Sharon Tate's house before they went in and they murdered them people. And these killers that broke into my home, they cut my phone lines before they shot me by surprise. That's who they are, okay? Okay, and here's Rayetta says, this post was no means was directed at you or towards you, my friend, but it appears you took it that way. And if someone was to come in and murder my family, I'm commanded by God to forgive, so I can be forgiven. I pray for you on a regular basis, my friend, because I know your story is real and I know how much corruption you had to deal with. Remember, I feared for my life and I thought I could trust law enforcement to protect me. Unfortunately, I had to completely relocate. I promise that you get justice, and whomever. I pray that you get justice, and whomever has caused you all this pain, hurt, misery, money, restfulness, trauma, and any other issues be caught and they be held accountable for their actions. And also pray once that happens, you find it in your heart and let it go and forgive. I said, I woke up with criminals in my home today, Rayetta. These killers must be stopped, and calling for their arrest does not stop God from forgiving me. I won't let it go until that happens and understand exactly what the Bible says about forgiveness. I was trying to get you to put the shoe on the other foot and imagine coming home and finding your family murdered by them, because that is who they are and what they do. And if you're trying to talk me into selling my home and moving, I want to remind you that the last guy that owned this home put it up for sale and he was dead 2 weeks later. Okay. Rayetta replies, says, as much as you have encountered already, why don't you just have a couple of trusted friends with pistols come over and end this crap? Because it's crazy. When Midland Police and all the other agencies won't assist, I'm sure you could get a few people. And I write back and said, I don't think you understand how big this is. It's not a hold my beer and let me get my gun and stop a nationwide crime ring deal. It's a huge gang of corrupt police and the entire press in America covering up their crimes and murders. It's multi-million-dollar underground homes put in for a vice president of the United States, and homes all over America rigged with hidden access like this one, connected with thousands of burglaries, thefts, and murders. This is why real police must be found. I had a gun and a burglar trapped on the day they cut my phone lines and shot me by surprise from under my home, and it's now known that police were under my home on the night of the premeditated capital murder attempt. The person that shot me was in no danger. I didn't even know they were there. They could have left and I wouldn't be crippled for life right now. They chose to kill me. That this was premeditated, cold-blooded murder. Here, let me show you what the video from this morning.
6:50 in the morning.
Let me start over.
Just woke up. It's September 29th. About, what time was it? 6:50 in the morning. Let's say something here. Up there. Lights on the neck.
See it?
And the crimes in my home never stopped. I got married on this day 10 years ago, and the crimes were going on. Who was imagine? You know, 100% believe she knew about it all along.
What's amazing to me is I can't find any law enforcement that's not corrupt. You know, I mean, it's obvious there's lots of proof of these felonies happening to me and many other homeowners. I mean, they tried to murder me in my home. I'm crippled for life because of that. And here we are, you know, this is where we are today, and all these years later, and I'm living under the threat of death, waking up every single day with a gun pointed at my head. Wayne Webb, Midland, Texas.